Okay, to me now, I hope don't nobody misunderstand this, but I look at that as a two-way street, or would you say two-way situation. Okay, it's cool, the young artists coming up sampling and stuff, but sometimes I get a little leery and I think like, wow, all this sampling and stuff, okay, it's cool if you want an instant hit. Yeah. Because what sampling does, it makes people hear something, but they don't quite know what it is. But it's just a familiarity thing, right? And like, wow, I like that, but they don't quite know what it is. And then somebody tell them, oh, that's the Deele, and they sampled the Deele, or they sampled Midnight Star, or they sampled Shalimar. But that's the cool part. It makes a hit. But here's the negative. As me, as an old school artist, it makes me miss and think about the young artists. I mean, where is your originality and your creativeness?
Right. We don't. I don't want to see the younger generation lose the natural talent, the creativity. I mean, a hit is a hit, and that will always be great. But I would like to see more music going on in schools so that the talent, there's still a lot of people growing up with the same talent that we grew up with, playing instruments and singing and doing all this kind of stuff. But, in schools today we have a lack of, music classes and all that kind of thing. So I kind of, instrumentation. I kind of miss the fact that the natural talent is being overlooked.
And it's not being tapped into.
Right.
But that's not to take anything from what's going on now. I mean, I love music, so but I just miss the fact that the natural creativity is kind of being lost.
Definitely that I understand that. Now, tell me about the Invitation to Love album, which came out in '93.
The Invitation to Love album, that was just myself and Carlos. Basically, what that was like the Deele had parted ways, and Carlos and I were under contractual obligation, and it was like a thing where we did that last Deele album, and really nothing more, nothing less to talk about on that.
Okay. Now, basically, the album came out in '93, but we're gonna back up when LA and Babyface started doing Bobby Brown and Don't Be Cruel. What were you guys' take on when Teddy Riley pretty much came in, changed R&B with New Jack? Because prior to that, it was like the young kids didn't really have R&B that they can relate to, because R&B at that point before Teddy was pretty much like Billy D. Williams, Colt 45 type music.
Yeah, it's like during the time we were doing Bobby Brown, at that same time we were also working on Pebbles, and at that same time we was also working on Pebbles. And we knew when Teddy Riley came out, that was the birth of New Jack Swing. And we knew at that point in time music was getting ready to make another change. So it was all good, because that's the course of, that's what music does. It always changes. But I was very well aware at that particular time while we were working on Pebbles, Giving You the Benefit, and Bobby Brown's album with Teddy Riley on it, we knew at that point in time music was getting ready to take another shift, and it was okay.
Now, why is it that you guys think that a lot of the old school urban acts are not receiving the same amount of respect and still popularity just like the rock counterparts? Because like the Rolling Stones and the Who could go on tour and sell out or whatnot, but other urban R&B groups that are popular and came out during the previous time period not still receiving the same fanfare and popularity amongst the old fans and then the younger crowd.